Welcome to the Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. Before I start, please join me tonight from 8 to 10. I am hosting the Asia session for my funded futures. That's right, 8 to 10 during the Asia market. So be there. We give away 10 prop accounts. My funded futures, the best prop firm. Be there. It's a lot of fun. We cover indexes, S&P, NASDAQ, oil, and gold. And it's a great time. 2 hours goes like that. We have a lot of fun. Show you the patterns, do a lot of trading, and be able to teach my methodology, and it's a really great 2 hours. Also, if anybody would like a 5-day free trial to my live stream, I stream every Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 4. Please send me your full name and your email to my personal cell phone number, 914-500-7484, and I will send you the link every Monday, and it's a great time to really learn, just to get an understanding of what we do in our live stream during the 8:30 to 4 New York session. All right, so today we had some really big buy divergences on the opening, the 30 and mostly the 60-minute time frames. We saw AMD, we saw SanDisk, we saw Micron, everything drop and then rally right off the lows here. And I'll show it to you here. They were really great patterns on these trades off the 60-minute time frame. You can see here, this is the low right here on the 60, and let me just bring up the 30 really quick. This is the low here today, right here. Micron got down to the, look at that, 964.40, and then it exploded right back almost 36 points. Look at SanDisk, completely insane volatility. And I hit the wrong. Let me just do this again here. SanDisk, very wild moves here today. Okay, SanDisk, you can see here, again, push down here into the positive MACD, 1558, opened here at 1567, drops about 8 or 9, and then ricochets right back up. Look at this. I mean, this rallied almost 100 points in literally 1 hour's time, 1.5, 2 hours time here. If you look at AMD, same thing. AMD, you can see the big the push down here on AMD as well. You can see here, oh, this is it right here, sorry. The push down, 526.21, and I mean, literally, it rallied. Look at this, 30 some odd points, 32 points in about 2 hours on AMD off those buy divergences. So again, these big buy divergences, very powerful. And then the key today was when the SPY reversed to sell here on the 60-minute time frame right here. And you got the deep oversold conditions. And then I said, we're going to get a bounce anytime. So I was looking to buy the market. We saw that there was going to be some really good, great patterns here, setting up between 12 and 2 o'clock. When you see the ADXs are rising on the 60-minute time frame, the big selling pressure, the negative MACD, rising ADX, big selling pressure, what do you look to do? Well, the NASDAQ futures traded at the 28,720, 740. Everybody's like, oh, we're going to 70, 28, 800, 850. I'm like, not so fast. You're getting overbought on the 15 and the 30-minute time frame into the negative MACDs on the 30 and 60-minute time frame, plus the ADXs are rising into big selling pressure. What do? You short them. After the 60 reversed to sell, NASDAQ dropped over 240 points. You can see here the S&Ps. Spiders were here 739.72. Again, it's a pattern. You can see they dropped over 30 points on the on the S&P, on the spiders. 30 what's going on here today? And you can see the Qs. I think the Qs dropped about 6 here, if I'm not mistaken, 695.15, and you can see the drop here of about $6. So again, really great pattern. Again, this is a pattern that is very bearish. Again, you can see the 60-minute reversing to sell. It correlated with the 30 and the 15s when on move up, reverse to buy. But with that being said, what happened was, even if you got a buy reversal, sell disconnect, that pattern is an absolute Picasso. You're pushing up into negative MACDs on the 30 and 60, the big selling pressure, the ADX is rising, overbought into those negative MACDs on the 30 and the 60-minute time frame. Absolute Picasso, absolute Kabushin, and that's exactly what happened. We saw Google today. Google, and obviously was down over almost 6.75%. Tesla was down over 13%. At one point, Tesla, I'm going to show you a really great pattern here on Tesla. We actually caught the lows on Tesla. You can see even here the same type of pattern when Tesla was pushing up to 25, I think, and then you can see the drop here, the overbought condition. It was really the 15-minute time frame when Tesla got overbought. Right here, it got overbought right here above 26 at 215, overbought into the negative MACDs on the 15, the negative on the 30 and 60, and absolutely Kabushin. Now, I'm going to show you a little buy divergence here on Tesla. When Tesla right here was trading right here below 16, you can see that the MACDs, and I'll make it a little smaller here, the MACDs could not confirm the lows here on the 5-minute time frame. And Tesla literally ripped up here from below 16, literally look at this move up about $7 here. It was a deep oversold condition, and then you can see the 15-minute time frames making new lows. The deep oversold condition, the MACDs did not confirm on the 15, nor did the MACDs confirm on the 5. Tesla, like a trampoline, down and boink, right back up. All right. Also, if you look at Google, let me see. Google here today, trade as low as 14.90. Again, you're making the new lows here, right here. You can see the new lows. You can see when you made the new lows here, the MACDs did not confirm the lows. And look what this big rally here, rallied roughly about $4 here. Actually more, about $5 or $6. Again, when you made the new low, the non-confirmation. When you got this pullback here, the 5 reversed to buy, you can see that if you're short, you're not going to make a new low. It pushed up here again, rallied, and all the pullbacks on the 5-minute time frame, especially when the 15s were in a buy reversal, they were setting up for longs. Now, when the 5s reversed to sell, you look to take shorts on the double red short because the 5 correlated with the 30 and the 60-minute time frame. So really great one. I'm going to show you gold, the last one for the night. I got the big sells here on the gold, on the GLDs, on the 60-minute time frame right here. Everything lined up beautifully at 10:30. It correlated with the 30-minute time frame. Look at these negative MACDs. And what do you look to do? You short the bounce on the 15, which was right here. This is the first one, 372.55. You can see the drop of about 17, and then the second bounce here on the 15-minute time frame. You can see right here 371.92, and gold dropped about 13. Again, with the negative MACDs in this example on the 30 and the 60-minute time frame, the ADXs really were not up. They were actually pointing down, but you still have great short trades based upon the 60 reversing to sell. All right. What else here? Okay. Let's see here. Let me look at Micron here. Micron, where's the 15? Okay, Micron pushing up here today. You can see Micron, the 30-minute time frames were negative right here. So when you made the new high at 1011, these MACDs were not confirming on the 30-minute time frames. And Micron had nowhere to go but down. And exactly, you can see even here with the negative MACDs on the 15 and on the 30, when Micron was getting overbought on the 15, 993, you can see the drop here of about 18, 17, 18. So again, these divergences are very, very powerful. It's really about understanding how the markets work. One last one here. I think that's about it. But again, the divergences based upon the pure methodology is how I'm able to view the market and be able to be in a situation to give me the best opportunities to understand the patterns. All the examples I give you tonight here on the bull, the bear, and the ugly are all pattern trades. Again, due to volatility, there's either pattern trading and or scalp trading. And today we must have taken probably north of 35 to 45, maybe even as much as 50 on each index or any individual stock from scalp trading, because that's how volatile the markets were. All right, when I get back, I'll tell you what I expect for tomorrow. So for tomorrow, I'm looking to see if the 30 and the 60-minute time frames on Intel, looks like Intel actually was in the pre-market, in the post-market, stock was closed at 99.74. It pushed up as high as 111, but there must have been obviously the conference call, and Intel got absolutely kabooshed, down about 7 off the highs. AMD is now down on the day. AMD was trading 558. A lot of these stocks were really trading a lot higher in the after hours, but Intel, I guess they didn't like it, and they stock dropped 7. So for tomorrow, we do have buy divergences on the 15-minute time frames on the underlying ETFs. However, the bigger time frames, the 30 and the 60s, well, these MACDs are still negative, mostly the 60-minute time frame. So I think any rally will have a cap, and any push down, I think the 15s combined with any deep oversold conditions on the 30 and 60, I would think they will look to buy. All right, when I get back, I want to talk to you about the importance of scaling in and scaling out. So again, the scaling in and scaling out method that I teach people all the time is something that is an art. You have to feel comfortable in doing so, and meaning that I can literally take so many different people, teach them, and ask them to determine how many contracts they would like to trade within that range. I don't believe in doing single lot entries, which meaning buying at one price and holding it and watching it go up or go down, and putting a stop in up and or go down, a stop up and or down. But for me, you have to be able to scale into a trade and put your stop order in. And again, whether you're scalping and you want to do 3 to 4 contracts on a micro or 10 contracts, it's up to you what you're comfortable with. But in these type of markets, to do single lot entry is a complete no-no. But you also have to have the understanding of how to scale in, practice on the DOM, practice in putting your orders in, buying them, selling them. Last night we had a situation where I called a range, 50 to 90 on the NASDAQ. It got up to, I believe, 62, 66, right? And people were scaling into the trade, but then it dropped all the way down to, I think, 35 or 32. Now, what's the right thing to do? You cover some, right? Especially if you scaled in on the way up, and maybe the couple of the offers that you had in there didn't get filled, but a couple did. And what do? You cancel your stop above at 90. If I call a range 50 to 90, then your stop is 05. And then when it dropped, you should have covered. And then what? Whatever your average price is, lower to break even. And I have to explain this to people. So if anybody wants any help with that, just text me, or just, and I'm more than willing to help you with that. But that to me is a game changer in the way you're trading. If you can scale in properly and trade the markets effectively, and also be able to have multiple accounts and keep rotating, I think you're on your way to great success. Thank you for joining me tonight on The Bull, the Bear, and the Ugly. Please hit the subscribe button. Please leave a comment. If you'd like to join my community of traders from all around the world, please go to my website, sktrading.live. Also, if you'd like to follow me on social media, @official Stephen Kalayjian on Instagram, X, TikTok, and LinkedIn. Again, if you'd like a 5-day free trial, please text me your full name and email, and to my cell phone, 914-500-7484. I'll see you tonight. God bless you. God bless our troops. And God bless the United States of America. See you tonight.